What up, guys? The Bench Buddies are back with our NBA conference previews and picks as well, and recap of game one. The Mavs beat the Suns. Who saw that one coming? Obviously, the Celtics in seven against the Bucks. Heat obviously took care of whoever they played. I can't remember. And the Warriors, beat the Grizzlies thanks to Ja getting hurt. Really made that series a lot easier. But we're going to talk about what's happened here in game one. Ty, which game do you want to talk about here?
I'll talk about the Warriors Mavs, I guess. The Heat Celtics is more about the Celtics injuries, but the Warriors just dominated the Mavs. And I think the Mavs need to find a way to score inside. All they were doing, I think they shot 29 threes in the first half.
Mm.
You can't just be chucking to beat the Warriors. You can't beat them at their own game. And you saw that last night. So they got to figure something out there. Otherwise, they're going to get beaten 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, to your point, the Mavs just looked like it finally caught up to them where Luka has carried the team, and he got absolutely throttled out there. He did get a little help, but it was too little, too late. Obviously, as the Mavs got blown out. Game two is going to be a different story. I think it'll be a little closer. But it's really going to be hard to tell if the Mavs can play better on the road than at home. Because if they're down 2-0, they come home and lose that first game at home. I think this is like what you said, either done in 4 or 5. Won't be too much, but you got to give them credit for getting in here. Really making that trade for Porzingis. It really paid off. Getting rid of Porzingis, bringing in Dinwiddie and Bertans, big contributions there. But we can't overshadow here the Warriors and what they've built again. That Jordan Poole pick a few years ago, we were like, why did they take Jordan Poole? They have Curry and Clay. Well, this year has essentially been the reason when both of them, have been shaky or injured or, whatever has happened to him. Jordan Poole stepped in, been that guy, and really been the missing piece, I guess you could say. The sixth man off the bench or the starter, however they use him. Steve Kerr knows what he's doing. And I'm not just saying that because my Michigan bias. You just got to give him credit. He's going to get a bag this offseason, whether it's with the Warriors or a different team. He's going to get his bag. And I just think that the Warriors is kind of just a crash course of the NBA Finals, if I to be honest. I'm kind of with you there. The Warriors are going to be in 4 or 5. Just judging from that game one, not an overreaction. Just if that's how they're going to play the series, then the Mavs don't really stand a chance. But I'll lead us into the next series of the Celtics and Heat. And the Celtics, I'm surprised they got past the Bucks in all honesty. And it wasn't even close. Like it wasn't no buzzer beating shot to get here, nothing. They blew them out. But we do got to talk about that game one where Marcus Smart was out, obviously with his foot. Al Horford missed it with COVID. I don't know if he has it. I don't know if he was close contact. Who knows? But he's questionable for tonight. I haven't seen anything where he's officially good to play. But we're going to have to see as we get closer to tip off. And you're probably going to see this video, honestly, after game two. So it could be 1-1, could be 2-0, heading back to Boston. And I think it is going to be 2-0 heading back to Boston. The Heat, last year they were supposed to run it back to the finals. And unfortunately, it just didn't work out for them. The Bucks got in their way. They now beat the defending champions. And I think that's how it's going to turn out. The Heat are going to get there. I think this one's going to go 6. The game one was kind of a fluke because they didn't have the defensive player of the year and a key starter. And, in the NBA, you need those guys to win games. And the Heat obviously played really well, and I think better than they normally do. So that's why I'm going with Heat in 6 here.
Yeah, I also think it's going to be 2-0 going to Boston, but I don't think that means the Celtics are done. If that's the case, we've already saw Dallas come back from a 2-0 deficit against Phoenix. And I think Boston is going to lose tonight, but I also think Boston wins this series in 7 games, just a gut feeling. There's still the 2020 series with the Heat. I think that's still fresh in their memory, and they want to get their revenge. Kyle Lowry, who knows what's going on with him? Obviously, Smart and Horford should be back for the Celtics. Not sure if Lowry will be back for the Heat. But I think the Celtics have really figured themselves out, and I think they can win this series. I know it's tough to win on the road, especially in a game 7, but I think they'll do it. I think it's going to be Boston and Golden State in the finals.
And I think, whatever matchup we're going to get, whether it's Mavs Heat, Mavs Celtics, Warriors Celtics, Warriors Heat, whatever it is, it's going to be good. I think, there's no like clear cut, like, oh, this team's going to run away and it's going to, they're going to win it. I mean, the Warriors, I would say, are the favorites right now. Don't you think? Just after how they've played. Then I'd say Heat, Celtics, then Mavs. Heat and Celtics are kind of interchangeable, but regardless, these are going to be some good conference final games. I mean, if you're a Mavs fan, obviously you're kind of worried right now. But other than that, I think there's optimism for the Celtics and Heat, especially, bounce back game or put up away game. Warriors, obviously, they're sitting happy like they always have been for their last 5 years of the dedicated fans. And I don't know, just I'm excited, but really it's like kind of like, oh, you kind of knew the Warriors would just run away eventually. Like there would be a series where they're going to just blow them out. Absolutely. And it looks like, from game 1, this is going to be the series to get them to the NBA finals. But I just am happy that it's actually been a competitive year. There really hasn't been like a 1 seed from each conference that's going to run away. The Heat are technically the 1 seed, but really no one's giving them credit for being the 1 seed in that East, because what was it? The first 4 seeds were all 2 games within each other, I believe, at the end of the year, something like that, 2-3 games. But that really showed you how good the East was and how good the Heat and Celtics were. They are the 1 and 2 technically after the seedings. Team wise, I don't think so, but they did what they did to get here, and that's why you got to give them appreciation. But Ty, do you have any last remarks here?
I'm excited for the finals. I think the Warriors have emerged as the clear-cut best team left, but they're not the 2017 Warriors with KD. They're not the 01 Lakers. I mean, just because they're the best team, they are very beatable by either team out of the East or even the Mavs if they can figure out what to do. So it'll be a good finals either way. It should go 6 or 7 games.
But that's going to be it for the video today. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. We're doing that huge giveaway at 500 subs or 1,000 followers on Twitter. We're halfway there for Twitter. So make sure you guys are entered in that. The link is always in our header on our page. So click that to go visit our Twitter. But until the next time, the Bench Buddies are out.
She never called back.